You walk out to your citrus tree one morning, hoping to see bright, healthy fruit. Instead, you find dozens of tiny, green oranges, lemons, or limes scattered across the dirt. It feels like a failure after months of careful watering and waiting. But premature fruit drop is rarely a mystery or a disease. It is a highly predictable, mechanical response to environmental stress. You can stop this from happening using a targeted 4-step stabilization protocol. All you need is a garden hose, some organic mulch, and a balanced citrus fertilizer. Saving your harvest doesn't require horticultural luck. It comes down to systematically removing the invisible stressors that force your tree to abort its payload. This diagram illustrates a healthy biological process known as June drop. A thriving citrus tree overproduces blossoms early in the season, knowing it cannot support them all. To survive, the tree mathematically scales back its payload to a smaller, sustainable number of fruits. The warning sign appears later in the season. If those remaining, larger fruits suddenly detach and fall, the tree is indicating a critical lack of resources. Panicking and overcorrecting during that first natural June drop is the first major point of failure for amateur growers. Accurately identifying the timing and scale of the drop dictates your next move, whether you need to immediately intervene or simply step back and let the tree regulate itself. Step 1 of the protocol addresses the most common trigger for catastrophic fruit loss, the extreme pendulum swing between bone-dry soil and sudden flooding. Giving the tree a light sprinkle of water every day is a mechanical failure. Shallow watering forces the tree to grow shallow roots, entirely missing the deep root system required to physically anchor heavy citrus fruit. Instead, shift your methodology to infrequent, slow, deep root soaking. Allowing the water to absorb evenly encourages the roots to drive downward, stabilizing the entire structure. To lock that moisture in, you need to apply a layer of organic mulch. Think of this as a required thermal and moisture barrier, essential for preventing the extreme temperature swings that trigger root shock. But there is a strict safety rule you must follow. Pull the mulch back so it never touches the trunk. If wet mulch rests against the wood, it introduces fatal bark rot. Establishing this deep, stable soil hydration eliminates the root panic that causes the tree to jettison its fruit in the first place. Step 2 is nutrition. Fruit production is an immense energy drain that rapidly depletes the tree's internal stores of potassium, magnesium, and iron. When those stores run dry, the tree calculates it cannot finish the harvest. To preserve its core trunk, it drops the fruit. You can prevent this by applying a measured, balanced, citrus-specific fertilizer. Distribute it evenly along the outermost edge of the leaf canopy, known as the drip line, throughout the growing season. Be careful with the type of fertilizer you choose. A common error is applying standard, high-nitrogen lawn fertilizer to a fruiting tree. This diagram shows exactly why that fails. On the left, balanced nutrients flow steadily into the growing fruit. But on the right, a massive influx of nitrogen overrides the fruiting process. The tree redirects all its energy to rapidly expand its leaf canopy instead, starving the fruit until it severs and falls. Precision feeding matches the exact chemical intake to the tree's current metabolic priority. This provides the energy the tree needs without inducing nutrient shock. Step 3 is defending the canopy. The leaves act as primary solar engines, responsible for converting sunlight into the sugars needed to swell the fruit. You need to physically inspect the undersides of these solar engines regularly. Look closely for parasitic, sap-sucking pests like aphids, scale insects, and mites. These microscopic infestations act as a slow leak. They gradually drain the tree's energetic reserves until it no longer has the stamina to hold on to its fruit. Upon discovery of these pests, deploy immediate treatment protocols. A targeted application of insecticidal soap or neem oil will neutralize the threat. Step 4 tackles the final hidden variable, sudden meteorological shock. Unexpected cold snaps or extreme heat waves can freeze or fry delicate fruit tissues overnight. You can deploy physical mitigations before the event hits. Erecting temporary windbreaks or draping thermal covers over the canopy will insulate the tree from severe weather. Actively defending the canopy guarantees that the energy successfully captured from the sun reaches the developing fruit uninterrupted. By securing deep hydration, chemical balance, and canopy defense,
Your 4-step stabilization protocol is now complete. While a negligible amount of weak fruit will always fall naturally, the phase of catastrophic loss has been entirely neutralized. The evidence of success will show on the branches. You will see dozens of robust fruits permanently anchoring to the tree, visibly expanding and gaining rich color. With your current harvest secured, the next objective is transitioning from simply saving a crop to aggressively multiplying the tree's yield for the following season. A heavy, fragrant harvest isn't an accident. It is the logical result of providing the